set, go! Welcome to another episode of Dad's Rules with Kevin Belzer and Melissa Belzer. You're looking at me like I lost my effing mind.
Might have.
I think that the first energy drink has finally kicked in.
Maybe.
I am not seeing, I'm not smelling colors.
Okay.
I'm not that energized. But I just feel like I'm actually awake for the first time in 6 or 7 days.
I'm mostly there. I think I'm just tired.
Yeah, well.
Not like yesterday.
All right, well, you're going to say we got a little distracted in the last episode because we're road tripping across America. We know that we are in Colorado somewhere. Greenhorn Valley is where we were last. At least we know.
Is that what it said?
Yeah, it said Greenhorn Valley.
That's where lots of things. So I didn't know
that was with the rest stop sign inside. It said,
okay.
It said welcome to Greenhorn Valley, and had a bear holding a little sign that said that.
I'm guessing we're 55 miles to the border of New Mexico.
We'll see. We'll have to pay attention to the mile markers.
Well, they're going down.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, 59.
Well, that would be a good indicator that, yeah, we're running towards the border.
That's what I'm saying.
So, yeah, our next rest stop is right before the border then.
Sweet.
Good times. We know where we're going.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're playing car games as we road trip.
Because we're in the car at the same time?
Through these, however many episodes it ends up being.
A lot.
I think we're both flabbergasted by how many it's actually turned out to be.
I'm not.
You're not?
No, but I knew it wasn't going to be 200, so.
Well, when we hit 23 on the way to Iowa, I was like, okay, well, it's probably a safe number that we'll hit 46. You know, what, double? We'll see.
Yeah.
We're
going to be battling sun, though, with this angle soon.
Well, yeah, but we'll be heading west, and then we'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, until we change direction.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, your phone will say so or not so.
The sun's going to do what it's going to do. We're playing with the technology. We're enjoying it. With our, at least we have a mirror mounted.
It helps a little bit to shield it a little. I didn't want to mess with the mount.
Yeah, we have a mirror mounted mount at this point. All right, so let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's do cards.
Cards, because I like to have you in the same space as me, so sometimes it's fun to ask you questions.
Because you don't know what's going through my brain.
Nope.
Yeah, well, that's part of the reason I bought the cards initially. I know I'm sidetracking again. But that's part of the reason I bought the cards initially, because I figured that we would get to learn things about each other.
Well, because we've been a long of work and kids and whatever, and it's always, you always reach that point where you're like, okay, we got to refresh a little bit.
Ew.
Because we haven't spent a lot of time together.
Ew, work.
Ew, work.
Ew, kids.
Not actually. I love our kids. Our kids are the best.
All right, this is Best Self Deck. Not a sponsor. Relationship deck. So what's the topic this time?
Relationships.
Okay, well that's fitting since it's a relationship deck.
Who do you see yourself surrounded by when you're old and gray?
No idea. Let me think about it. What about you?
Most of our friends now. Not all of them, because some of them have plans to move somewhere else. And some have unexpectedly moved somewhere else. There are some friends I would like to see being able to spend more time with. I think the middle. I think he liked where he was eventually, but I think he's missing. I think he's a tad bit homesick now. I think a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe his girlfriend Linda is just has a priority on family, and maybe he's just realizing that too. It's hard to tell.
The oldest, it's hard to say.
You would think that it would be around kids and family, and I'm sure that we'll have our small circle of friends, and it may increase with church people as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of church friends that have moved away. So, you know what's crazy is that sometimes it's hard for me to get close to people because they move away.
Yeah, well, I think that's been my whole life sometimes, but I've just realized I'm just going to give them all I got while I got them, because you don't know.
Guess that's fair.
I try to remind myself, reason, season, lifetime. Something like that.
Yeah, I think that's true. Because
so I try to remind myself.
Because you do have work relationships to where
they're at a different level.
Yeah, Yeah, you like them and everything, but you're not hanging out with them. And also, like, everybody's just busy. Like, if they're just busy
That's
with...
just it.
If they're just busy with work as well, especially in my field. So it's hard to be friends with another realtor because...
You'll never see each other.
Well, yeah, because they're working a lot.
Yeah.
And then when they're not working, if they have kids and family, then their priority is going to
where
be
their time
towards
is.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I say it couldn't happen eventually, but just sometimes in the heat of it, it's hard.
Yeah,
right.
That's where I think it is. I mean, but we'll see.
All right, here's another one. How do we agree to make up after an argument?
Okay, well, first off, what's the topic?
Relationship.
Oh, that's relationship topic as well?
Yeah.
So read it again.
How do we agree to make up after an argument?
Sex.
I don't think we have an
And
argument
done.
that we're... And see. Well, again, we don't argue that much.
I'm going to
We
need
just-
3 minutes of your time.
No, it's not. Come on. No.
I think I made you speechless.
Yeah. We don't argue that much anyway. Usually if we're passionate about our opinion and we usually can discuss it, but what about this? And what about that? And sometimes we come to a compromise. There's not like an out and out argument, I don't think. There's only like I can think of one thing right now. I still don't want to do it, and I have my opinion of what I want, and I really want that. It's the bookshelves in the front room. You put the bookshelves in the inserts, I'm good with it. I do not want to make that's like the one thing I'm like, I don't want to do bookshelves on the whole wall.
I'm pretty passionate that I want the bookshelves.
Yeah, I don't. I want them in the inserts.
But I mean, is that really a crazy argument?
It's not, but that's what I'm saying. That's the level of our argument. I don't want the whole wall to be a bookshelf. I want the inserts to be a bookshelf. I think aesthetically it will look more eye-pleasing.
And I disagree.
See? So who's to say where that's going to turn out? That could be like a thing.
It's fine.
It's not going to be the whole
I think
wall.
you also have... I wouldn't say that we're two personalities that don't want to argue. I just think that we're pretty equally yoked. And we also realize that there's stuff that you may be passionate about or that I'm not, or vice versa.
That's it.
That I think that where we can compromise on a lot of things is the other person flat out doesn't give a shit about it.
Well, it doesn't matter. So it's like, I'll let you have your thing because I have no leaning one way or the other. Great. That's great.
And there's also, with the passage of time, there's some things that we have less F's to give about them.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, we're such misers now to where when I say I'm bringing an orange couch in, and you're like, I don't like the fact that it's orange couch, that I can sway you when I say it's for free. Because it's in good shape, and it's for free. Whereas, maybe you would have been a little bit more whatever about it in the past but it's orange, it's going to clash with everything. But I'm also looking at it's a season of bringing it in.
Well, but then to that, I'm like, but it's a sectional, and I really want a sectional.
Exactly.
And it's one of two. So then I go, what kind of fun washable covers can I use for the butts of the seats so it gives a little more flair than just a big orange rectangle in my room?
So our arguments anymore get down to that I want to keep it orange and you want to throw a cover on it.
And it's going to get a cover because I can wash it, and we have dog that's going to lay on it, and cats.
I don't think the dog will lay on it.
Well, it'll be low enough that he can.
The cat, it'll depend on if it's situated close to a window.
Uh-huh.
If it is, he'll go on it. If not, he won't care about it.
Well, and you know that's going to be a consideration when we lay out the room.
We'll see, because it's funny. There's one chair that the only reason he's sitting in it now is because we turned it towards the window.
Yeah.
But he gave 0 F's about it
He didn't
before.
care about it before.
So he's just kind of like, okay, I can see the neighborhood and see what's going on. Because we have a lot of dog walkers in our neighborhood, so
Yeah.
you can see the dogs walking by and just see
Birds,
what's going on.
butterflies,
the birds, he
hummingbirds.
loves the birds. We have a lot of birds.
Yeah. So it's entertaining for him, and we like to give our pets. We like to give them their best life. So.
Well, that's what you're supposed to do. If you bring a pet in, it's like, why wouldn't you? It's like, so your goal was to bring them in and then just make it miserable for them?
No, we try to give them their best life.
It's like, because it's like ours actually seem to be appreciative of it, and then they give loves back.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. All right, next card.
So wait, you didn't
I don't
answer that
want to.
one.
What? How do we? But that's what I'm saying. I don't really think there's a make-up. I mean, yeah, I guess your answer too, but that's like saying there's no argument to that level to where.
No, that's pretty much a given anyway.
It's just whatever.
All right, we should have enough time for a quick one.
All right, I guess the last, and then we'll mix them up again.
What's that one?
Relationships.
Okay.
They're just a bunch in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy because we shuffled it.
I know. Well, it just ended up with like 3 or 4. I'm going to move those two. How do friendships impact or enhance our relationship? That's a good question.
Well, bad relationships can have a bad impact, but
how do our current
ones?
How do friendships impact or enhance our relationship? So the ones we have now, how does that impact our relationship?
I think it keeps us grounded in a godly manner.
Yeah.
Because we also are very picky anymore with who we spend any social time with because we have so little of it.
Yeah.
So we are uber protective of who we're going to let in.
Yeah.
Darren Hardy talks about how you can have 3-minute friends. You can have friends that are there for a season. You can have friends that are lifetime friends. You can have friends for different occasions as well. Because we had that before. Back when we lived in Indiana, we had friends that we hung out with when I was watching a sporting event.
That's true.
And we had friends that we went out to for whatever, just different things like
yeah. So I think they help us. I think we all help each other. Yeah, stay well-minded when we are interacting with our spouses and stuff like that. And we just remind each other if we had a bad situation, how could we have done it better? And so I think it definitely I think it gets us in a better mindset regardless. I think it keeps us at a higher mindset of being considerate of our spouses and stuff like that, and how to have a better, stronger relationship.
We don't go down.
We've never called each other names like that. Like
No. But that's ridiculous anyway.
Yeah.
You should never speak ill of your spouse.
No.
Period. And if anybody tries to drag you down that, it's like you need to do what I told you the other day. Like if there's certain topics people that you don't want to talk about, you can turn it to the ridiculous and go, did you know that you can lead a cow upstairs, but you cannot lead a cow downstairs?
Who knew?
And I said that even if they say anything, you go, well, if you don't understand, I'm changing the topic because I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
But I would say that we're also very conscious of that we don't hang around anybody that is not on the morality train that we're on, period. I'm not saying that we're hoity-toity or anything.
No, but
we're better, but I'm also saying that I don't drink, so you won't see me hanging out at a bar. Period. Because it's not my lifestyle.
That's not our bag.
You also, on another thing, you won't see me go hang out with you because you're watching soccer because I don't like soccer.
I'm not watching soccer.
Right. And you don't see us as a married couple really hanging out with single people either. So, because I do think you just but I think you see yourself go into seasons where you want to be with people that are more like-minded, that have similar hobbies, taste, life.
Yeah.
Because you can pick up each other, and you can have like really meaningful conversations to help each other.
Yeah. Well, and I think with our friends, it's like even if we aren't all the same, it might be husband's doing something, wife's doing something, and it will always be something positive or good, like just hanging out, building relationship kind of stuff. So then we know it's all in a good situation, where it's going to be a guys hang out going whatever, and chicks hang out going it's just good.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the funny thing.
It's a healthy hang out.
I've never really been that, hey, I'm going to go hang out with the guys. I've always just wanted to hang out with you. I don't want to go hang out with the guys. I really just don't.
I know. It's fine.
That's just how I am.
Yeah.
But I'm also comfortable enough that I'll go to concerts by myself. And that's another thing. I do have friends that are just concert goers. Yeah. So I have met up with friends at concerts and stuff like that. But we meet at the concert.
Yeah.
And then we go home in our separate vehicles.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of like that. But I think that as extroverted as I come across, I'm very introverted in a lot of ways. That's true. I do have to force myself into that. But I've met people at concerts because we have similar tastes in music and friended them on Facebook and meet up with them again at another concert. But I am 100% okay going and buying one ticket to a concert and going to a concert.
Yeah.
I'm okay going into a smoothie shop by myself and grabbing a smoothie.
I've eaten a breakfast on my own.
Yeah, I'm comfortable in my own skin too.
I can do that. I like hanging out with him with breakfast and all that stuff, but I can do it. I'm not so like, oh, I'm not going to go to breakfast because you can't go with me.
Yeah.
It's not like that. So
But
we're independent
I'm very independent.
outside of each other as well as
But
cohesive as a couple.
It is more fun to go do things like with certain people.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Like it was fun going to the music store with our son and his girlfriend.
That was
the other
so
day,
fun.
and just learning about what their musical taste was. Because like in my head on some of it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then other stuff, I was like, yeah, I can never
Not my
listen to
bag.
that. But it was still cool because you got to see another side of it. And just like simple, like we went to a coffee shop and you saw what they order. But I'm okay also just people watching and just out of curiosity. I'm curious about a lot of things too.
I like hanging out with our kids as adult people.
Yeah, it's a totally
Different thing. So it's now we're getting to learn who they are as adults.
Yeah.
Because even though they live in your house, you still don't really get to know what makes them tick as they've gotten older. So it's nice doing that, spending it in their element and learning who they are now.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
All right, we'll wrap it up here.
Okay.
If you like the show, like, share, comment, review, leave feedback, subscribe. Go to dadsrealswag.com for all your latest swag, because you can't go out in the world naked. They frown upon it. Until next time, go out and be the kick-ass adult I know you all can be.